Welcome back to Battleship Cove on board USS Massachusetts. I'm Tom Lowney, gunner's mate, first class retired, coming to you here in our machine shop. Now, we've been down here before. We've pointed out a few things, and I got a few things wrong. I'm a gunner's mate, not a machinist. So I was corrected on a few things. But in that respect, we're not here for that correction. What we're here to talk about is acquiring machinery that was originally installed on here, or a derivative of it, or not exactly the one that was here per se. Those are probably long gone, but we find replacements of the same make and model, and we bring them on board and install them where they used to be. Recently, we just came through a interesting contact. My son-in-law was looking for machinery for making a machine shop, and he stumbled into these items that we have, and I ended up purchasing them from a local machinist who could no longer have it. And that drill press, which we are going to look at later, but right now we're going to look at a Bridgeport. Now, the Bridgeport we have is over here in pieces, and we're going to be reassembling this because we had to disassemble it to get it down here. It was in a garage of a machinist who had no longer been able to, Mr. Westgate, who could not do what he wanted to do anymore. And we ended up contacting him, and he was willing to sell us the Bridgeport and the drill press and the lathe that we'll be using to get other material. And we're using that to upgrade back to what we were supposed to have, i.e. the Bridgeport in here. Now, right here, you see the milling machine that we earlier went over. And this is not proper time frame or machine that was actually in here. This was to get it in here so we could have that particular machinery for doing things and to look similar to the Bridgeport. So now that we found and located our new Bridgeport, thank you, we actually now can remove this, take it out, and we will get it to a new home, which we're not sure yet. But these pads here were originally for the Bridgeport. These pads were modified to hold this Bridgeport. So what we're going to do is take this out. We're going to depower it, get this taken out, and then mount new mounting pads, similar height. We want to keep the machine level. So we want to level it out, get it set, and set it up so that way, and then tack the pads to the deck in the back, because the front we've measured out and we already know that these are the original pads for that base. The back ones were modified to hold this milling machine. Now, when we got this milling machine, I can't tell you. I wasn't here for that, or I didn't pay attention. Gunner's mate, machine shop. Not my cup of tea. But we're here to help preserve the fleet and restore things, and this is one of them that came up as a golden opportunity, because a Bridgeport is difficult to find that's close enough to the periodicity model that was actually here. So we'll remove this one, and the shaver will take that out and move it probably as well. And then we're going to be taking the Bridgeport here. We'll strip it down, clean it, repaint it. Now, this came from a candy manufacturer up in, I believe it was Milford, Massachusetts originally, before it was closed down and the gentleman purchased it. So we had to get it down here, and we'll show you in some pictures as well. Process of getting it uploaded onto a truck after getting it out of the Richard, who sold it to us, and we ended up getting it onto a flatbed and down here, then got it up on the ship, up the brow, and you can see the pad eyes that we had to purchase to lift this thing properly. And now that it's here, we'll be taking those out, and we'll be setting this up on deck over here. It's on a bomb cart right now. This is what we move projectiles around on the ship, believe it or not, across the deck to get them to the hoist. So that way we wouldn't have to roll them across the deck or anything. They actually had bomb carts on here to move the projectiles from point A to point B on deck so they get stowed below. So we use them for machinery on board here. So as you can see, we have the motor and the head that is eventually going to be put back. We have all the parts put aside over here on behind this milling machine. And what we'll do is we'll get it all cleaned up, painted and oiled. We'll do the same thing with the deck over here, because once this is in place, this is in place. So we're going to take everything off, take this out, clean, prep, preserve, and get this all set to go, mount it up, and then go through the process of getting it rehooked up. So that way it'll be operational again. As far as we know, he says it works like a charm. So we'll get it back up and running, get it back in, and that'll help bring us closer to completing our machine shop. Now, we're always on the lookout for certain things that were here, and we're assessing what our next major piece of equipment that we'd like to get back in here and start trying to hunt those down, because we have to go through the process of tracking the original blueprints, seeing what was originally installed, and we'll go from there. So, well, we're here in the machine shop again, and we're about to close this segment out for you and let you know that the continuous effort by our volunteers and our staff and people here who care about Battleship Cove, their donations and their help, is one of the reasons why we able to get things like our Bridgeport up. Stay tuned. Progress will come. We'll get this thing back up and running, and we'll do another segment and show you how she looks afterwards. So that way you can see what things don't happen overnight here, and it doesn't happen without your help, donations, either volunteering or giving to the Battleship Cove for its operations, as well as its projects like this that come about. And we're always on the hunt for restoring our ship. And another way you can help is to like, share, and subscribe here. And we can try to get things back. It's always a continuous project. If you think taking care of a battleship is easy, it makes a house look simple. Ship's very complicated. It takes a lot of things to get her restored and back up the condition, and we're always looking to do that. So thank you for your time. And again, like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out to get this information to you so you can see your ships being restored, because Massachusetts is America's ship. So thanks for tuning in. I'm Tom Lowney. Take care. See you next time.